Mom!
Yeah.
Where did you put my AirPods?
Sandali. I lost my dad when I was only 2. So mama ko lang sa tulong ng tita ko and ng lola ko ang nagpalaki sa amin ng kapatid ko. And since there's no school in parenting, nung nagkaanak ako, I can only repeat the way my mom raised us. Ang feeling ko kasi, I turned out okay naman. Masunuring bata, nakikinig sa mga matatanda, most of the time. But then the difference is, I raised my children in America. Bukod sa napakahirap magpalaki ng mga bata dito, ang dami ring Western influences that are good and bad that molded my children. There are certain lifestyles na hindi man kami sang-ayon, eventually kailangan tanggapin. We had to choose our battles. What did we expect? We raised them in America. So, how was life raising our Filipino-American or Phil-Am kids? Ano yung malaking diferensya sa pagpapalaki ng mga bata dito kumpara sa Pilipinas? Natatandaan ko, nung pinarenovate ng mama ko ang bahay namin and I finally had my own bedroom, I made sure my room was always pretty, clean, and organized. Hindi ko alam ano nangyari sa mga anak ko. Lagi na lang ang gulo-gulo ng mga kwarto nila. They don't make their beds. Binigyan pa nga nila ako ng research study na when you make your bed daw, the organism underneath the sheets, they thrive kasi it's dark. Whereas, if the bed is not made, the sunlight helps kill the germs. O diba? Research-based pa ang katamaran nila. Tapos, pag nagpalit ng damit para silang ahas, yung pinaghubaran nasa sahig. Ang hirap maglakad sa kwarto nila kasi baka ka matisod kasi ang daming gamit sa floor. Nung una, lagi kong nililinis yung kwarto nila, lalo na pag may magsisleep over. Tapos sabi nila sa akin, "Mom, why do you do that? Our friends' bedrooms are the same way." Doon ko naintindihan na generic pala mga kwarto nilang magkakaibigan. Lahat magugulo. Sumuko ako doon. Instead na mainis ako, I just closed their bedroom doors para di ko makita. The one thing that was very unusual to me 20 plus years ago when we moved here was the word playdate. Saan ka naman na kailangan kong magpa-appointment para may makalaro ang mga anak ko? Nung bata ako, paglabas ko ng bahay, ang daming bata sa labas. Makakabuo kami agad ng 2 teams para magpatintero or mag-mini baseball. Tapos may Chinese garter, tumbang preso, taguan. Kahit sinong gustong sumali, pwede. Kung sa loob naman ng bahay, nagja-jackstone kami. Madalas pag inabot ng hapunan, doon ako sa bahay ng kapitbahay namin mag-ahapunan. Or doon sila sa bahay namin. Dito, you need to call the parents and set a time. And kung 2 oras lang ang playdate, we made sure hindi kami malilate sa pagsundo. Tapos, nung bagong dating kami, when they go to school, I make sure may extra food sila in the lunch boxes to share with their classmates, to teach the value of sharing ba. One day, pag uwi ng isang anak ko, sinabihan daw siya ng teacher na bawal mag-share dahil baka may allergies yung iba. Well, that actually makes sense. Pero nagulat lang ako kasi nung panahong yon, sa atin wala namang ganon. But of course, times have changed. Pag binibisita kami dito ng mga kaibigan or kamag-anak namin from the Philippines, tapos kasama nila yung mga anak nila, I always admire how the kids dress, the way they fix themselves, yung very appropriate. Maganda ang suot, nakapustura, ayos ang buhok. Yung mga anak ko, they went to public schools so sanay sila walang uniform. And they also don't put too much thought on what they wear or how they look. Yung mga maong nga nila, paulit-ulit sinusuot, hindi nilalabhan. Malamig naman dito, so hindi sila pinapawisan. Pero just to show you na hindi sila maporma, simple lang sila. Which was actually good for a family like us na laging nagtitipid. They know that they can only buy clothes on sale. Tapos, mother-in-law ko yung gumugupit sa buhok naming lahat. Ang mahal kasing magpa-parlor dito, di ba? Pero ngayon, we go to the parlor na. And to give back, I give our hairdresser a huge tip to share our blessings. Marami sa mga Pinoy na kaibigan namin dito, pareho ng mga anak namin, hindi sila nagtatagalog. Hindi katulad ng mga Chinese, mga Latino families. Even if they have assimilated here and speak very good English, sa bahay nila, they still speak their language. Kahit naman kasi ako, mas comfortable ako mag-Taglish than to speak purely in Tagalog. So I think it has become more of a convenience to just speak in English. Pero kahit hindi sila nagtatagalog they fully understand the language. So, pag meron kaming pinag-uusapan na ayaw namin marinig nila, nagbubulungan na lang kami. Every now and then, they will attempt to learn Tagalog, knowing that being bilingual is an advantage here. Pero the moment may matawa sa Americanized Tagalog accent nila, nahihiya na sila. Sabi ko, cute nga yun eh. Tignan mo si Ann Curtis, di ba? When I was growing up, Sunday is a family day. Hindi kami pwedeng maglakwatsa kasama ng iba. Either nasa bahay lang kami magkakasama or gagala kami together. Dito, dahil nurse kami pareho ng asawa ko, nawalan kami ng family day. Kasi nung nag-uumpisa pa lang kami, every other weekends may work kami. So hindi na nakasanayan ng mga anak namin to keep a day sacred for a family day. When they were younger, most of the time they stayed with my in-laws as we worked the weekends. As they got older, may sarili-sarili na silang lakad. As we moved up in our profession and reclaimed our weekends, malalaki na sila. The family day tradition never took hold. The biggest battle I had with my kids was about the American college experience. Dito kasi sa States, they normalize that kids can go to college wherever they want and get a college loan to fund that whole experience. I never went along with that. I was downright firm with my kids that they have to go to a state university para mas mura, which happens to be within driving distance from our house. So that meant that they're not going to the dorm as well. Pag nag-dorm kasi sila, that's an additional $10,000 a year, more or less, in addition to the tuition. Binubuno na nga lang namin ng tuition nila, so hindi na namin kaya kung may dorm pa. So grudgingly, they agreed to my terms. And that came with a rule na since we're paying for your tuition, you gotta take a healthcare course. Not necessarily nursing, but in healthcare. Para assured sila of a job after they graduate. And whatever passion they had, I kinda killed that because I knew their passion would not be able to eventually support them. I told them, get into a course that can support you and then get on with your passion that now has a backup should it fail. I'd like to believe that they have good, comfortable lives now because they followed what I said. As a mom, I only want the best for them, trying to spare them from making wrong choices. But as we all know, experience is the best teacher. Maybe allowing them to choose isn't a bad idea since I'll be there for them anyway, should they make a mistake. I used to hear some of my non-Filipino co-workers say, my daughter is turning 18 and I can't wait for her to get out of the house. Nashock ako doon. Kasi kami, kung pwede lang na hindi na muna umalis yung mga anak namin pagka-graduate nila, para lang matulungan namin sila mag-ipon, para makabili ng bahay. Yung ganon. But when my kids graduated from college, ayaw talaga nilang magstays na sa bahay. They want to be on their own. Kasi kaya na nila. Nurses kasi sila pareho, walang student loan, malaki ang sweldo. Then isa pang na-notice ko, they're not thinking of buying a house. They want to travel first. Travel has become so affordable that they want to invest in experiences muna. Baliktad, no? It's not that it's wrong. Iba lang. Kasi nung panahon namin, working hard to be able to buy a home is the first goal. Yung experiences, panghuli yun. Pag may extra na, pag nakatapos na mga bata, pag medyo may edad na, that's the time we gave ourselves permission to travel kasi we had other priorities. Nung naglakihan na mga anak ko, parang nawala na yung pagka-sweet nila. Pag dumadating ako sa bahay, mas masaya pa akong sinasalubong ng aso namin kesa ng mga bata. Nawala na yung pahalik-halik. People often take loved ones for granted. It's a common human trait. I fall into that trap sometimes with my husband, but the moment I realize it, I put myself in check. On relationships, yung mga anak ko wala silang naging boyfriends na Pinoy, which was a challenge kasi we are not just getting to know the person but also learning a different culture. Yung mga Asians, Latino, medyo similar ang values sa atin. Respectful sa elders. Yung mga puti, it's not that they're not respectful, but equality is big for them. Kahit na matanda sa kanila, first name basis sila. Kaya yung boyfriend ng mga bata, they call me Gigi. Oh my gosh. Masakit sa tenga sa umpisa, but I got used to it. We did not see the traditional ligawan. Malalaman na lang namin na may boyfriend na sila. We had no say or input on their relationships. Slowly, their sphere of influence, right or wrong, came from their partners. It was no longer us. I know this is inevitable. The kids you cared for all your life, who you would be willing to die for, have found their new loves. And since they're adults, over 18, they think that that number gives them the permission to make major life decisions without asking mom or dad. Diba, papunta pa lang sila, pabalik na kami. That rings so true now that I'm older. Nung nakipag-live-in sila, ang hirap tanggapin noon nung umpisa. Ang hirap din i-explain sa mga lola nila. I told my mom, they're not bad people because they're living in. They're just no longer the babies we tried so hard to mold into our expectations. May buhay na silang iba. It is every parent's wish to be with their children as they go through every stage in their lives. But that doesn't always happen. For reasons that I don't understand, I suddenly found myself not as close to one of my daughters. I'll spare you the details, but children will never know the sorrows mothers go through for them, and that no matter the pain, we will always be there when they need us. Kaya nga ba ang biruan namin magkakaibigan baka ilagay tayo sa nursing home ng mga anak natin pagtanda natin, ha? But you know what? They say there's a grain of truth in every joke. Nakakatawa man, totoo yun. I'm afraid of that. Kaya nga nag-iipon kami for our retirement para hindi kami umasa sa kanila. Like any good parent, we always try to do what we think is best for our children. But at times, it gets misunderstood. Or maybe, mali lang talaga yung diskarte namin. Tao lang kasi, nagkakamali.